Hi everyone, so I'm here today playing with some of the beautiful dies that I got from Globleland. If you didn't see my last two videos from Globleland, I've got a little discount code to share with you to get 10% off. It is linked in the description box below. So what I'm doing today is just playing with these die cuts. I'm using these little lacy pocket floral ones. They're so cute, and I'm going to be using these for an art journal that I'm working on. So I'm just arranging them on here. I'm using some painted paper. It's actually file folder that I just painted, and I want to create some nice green pockets, and I'm just going to add some of these little labels there. Now you'll see I've left them connected, so I'm going to create little frames. You can leave them connected or use them inside one another in this way to basically create frames rather than create the label shapes themselves. But then later on I'll show you I take them apart and you can create those nice little label shapes. So I feel like the quality of these is really great. I'm popping these all out easily. The cuts are nice and sharp. There's nothing that's like stuck. You know how sometimes some die cuts aren't that sharp and you can get a bit of like stuck details. They don't come out nicely. But these, even the very fine details, the tiny little pieces in these frames, everything is easy peasy. They have those little holes in them to poke your final piece out. Like a good die should have those little holes so that you don't have to try to like pull it out the back, because that makes it really hard. And it came out very cleanly. I have no complaints whatsoever. They're very nice. Globleland is a nice option for buying these kind of materials inexpensively. And they are, they have a nice variety of dies as well. I had a hard time picking what I wanted to pick for this sponsored video. So I was really like excited to get to just, pick a few dies. And I went with things that I thought were foundational. So, we're always making pockets. I'm always using botanicals. I'm pretty excited about this Lily of the Valley one. And like, we're always making labels and, things like that we use in collage. So I think they supply a lot of nice basics like this. So now I'm just going to go ahead and play with the individual pieces. You'll see I'm just, sometimes I'm off camera there, but what I'm doing is I'm using my snips to just snip the tiny little metal attachment off where they were all connected. So you don't have to do that. I just do it because I am a klutzy person, and sometimes when I'm reaching into my dies, if there's anything sharp, I will definitely nick my finger, but it doesn't actually mark your piece because it sits like on the top of, it's not part of the sharp die. It's not going to cut out. So yeah, all of these are still coming out nicely. I love how the Lily of the Valley came out. It's really cute. And so now I am going to go into some other dies that I got. So this was a little set of tags. Again, a nice little foundational set that you could use for all sorts of things. This one specifically I thought would actually be nice for like a real tag, a functional holiday gift kind of tag. So some of these are like they have a theme on them, like there's a teddy bear, which would be great for a kid's gift. There's a heart, so that'd be nice for a Valentine, or really hearts fit into so many things. There's a little present there. So again, it's gifty. And a couple of the other ones are just quite general, which is nice, because we can always use little tags, and you can obviously use any kind of cardstock or paper or what have you that you've created to cut these out, and that will change the whole theme of the tag again. So I like the one that's kind of like a little banner. I think that's a really useful tag, and I'm now disconnecting the detailed tag from the frame piece. So we also get those nice little frames for the tags. So you could lay that down on another piece of paper, and you could fill it with something like a wet medium or, little collage pieces. But yeah, again, another little, foundation to work with. So you'll see I'm just removing all the little bits. Not having anything stick is really great. I've had experiences with die cuts that have been good and bad, so this one I think is really nice. I'm not having to struggle. It's actually quite quick and easy to get all of them out of the little lattice. So I'm just going to keep these all in this little cigar box here. So then I'm moving on to show you what I make with a couple of the dies that I've cut out. So I was working at the time on a tree journal, and I wanted to create a tag with this beautiful tree on it, but I wanted to make it a little bit more dynamic, to have, you know, something about it that it's not just a tag, it would have something on it. So I'm just gluing up and backing the image of the tree, and then I will just snip it out, clean up all my scraps, and then just, you know, correct all of my cut lines and make sure that they're nice and straight. Then I want to make a little pocket there with that lily of the valley. So I'm just going to glue on those two little sides there. And because I've used file folder that's been painted, it's got a nice strong substance to it, so it's not going to tear easily or fall out. So then I had the idea to take the trees sort of characteristics, so what the seeds look like, what the leaf looks like, what the bloom looks like, all of those are on that little sheet of paper, so it's related to the tree that it will be in front of in that little pocket. So it's a nice way to create like almost a specimen tag that's kind of upgraded, because you have the tree, you can add the name of the tree if you want to. I'm adding a little tender bark of trees word snippet on the label that's from the die, so I'll put that back there and I'll cut it into a tag, and then just ink it up with some green ink to give it a little more color, and do the same with the little card, and there we go.